Welcome back everyone to this episode of Pineleaf Plays the Rune-keeper. Today we're going to be starting by looking at what we have here, herding in the North Downs.
Could I sit with you a moment?
Every
I'd like to
last
take a
drop.
moment of your time.
So might as well do a couple of the horse quests. Now every last drop, remember when we first started out in Combe, we worked about in water. Doing water, but now we've got to do the same thing here, and now I'm trying to remember the order in which we're supposed to do this. This is Bobby. That's the main horse. Bobby, Lizzie, Henry, and Billy. Now, I'm given 3 failed attempts before doing this, so I'm trying to remember. I think this one's first. Yes, okay, good. I believe the second one, it took a great deal of trial and error the first time I worked on this, is this one, which is Billy. Okay, good. Yeah. Now, third should be Lizzie. Now, I once heard in a lecture concerning pecking orders of horses. This whole thing has to do about pecking orders of the horses, where you're supposed to fill the water in their pecking order. That the pecking order of horses is stallions first, mares second, and geldings last. So I would presume then that Henry must, being after Lizzie, is the gelding. But of course, who knows whether such a rule like that applies to Hengstacer Farm.
What do you need?
But anyway, that takes care of every last drop, so that's another one off my list. And now I've got to take care of herding in the North Downs. And this time I have a little bit more time than I had on the one. If I remember correctly, the Derby was only 3 minutes. This particular one, it gives me a lot more time, which some people, what they do is they roam around all over the place during their session play. You can afford to do that. Yeah, because I have half an hour. For example, I remember one time at Weatherstock where we were doing the one, someone must have been doing the one which takes you to the top of Amundsul, not quite to the top of Amundsul, but since Weatherstock was on, the player decided to go all the way up to the top and follow along for a while there before getting back on track. So you are free to go just about anywhere you want, though of course you have the 30-minute limit. Now I remember one time when Koskopal was doing his series where he saw one of these. I think it was soon after they released the pre-orders for Rohan, so he saw one of these session play horses running around, and he was like totally confused. He's like, what do you mean a horse running around without a rider? And if you were wondering about that, then this is the explanation. Now, here's Istildin, which I've not been to yet on my character, since I'm only level 16 right now, and level 16 characters don't normally head up into Istildin. I know there used to be a time, though, when you had to come up here for your crafting quest where some people will come up here in order to do it. And of course, anyone who is into certain crafts who have their food halls here may also choose to come into this area. Now this speed boost is very, very handy. Oh, wait. Oh, I almost went all the way down there with... This is why you don't talk, but instead you do things like reading the quest text. I'm supposed to find the ranger's horse. And I was running out to do the second phase, so I wasted all that speed boost I had there because I went in the wrong direction. So I first need to talk to the ranger's horse. Who's right here. What brought you to this place? What brought you to a place like this? This is not a place for any creature of his right mind, for I am on the edge of war, and the smoke of many fires filling the air. The enemy has turned his attention to the steeds of late, to use traps to tear and break our legs. These wicked mechanisms must be destroyed. Be careful, for they will likely be guarded. Once the steed is snared, enemies try to ambush the rider before the horse can break free. Looks like you can handle yourself better than most horses I've ever seen. Please help to destroy the horse traps. Alright. And therefore we go up in order to handle some horse traps. That's the story on this. There involves combat for 3 of the 4 session plays. Last time you saw the one that doesn't. But we'll also have a session play one in the Lonelands, hence the reason why there was one with Weathertop, and there's also one in the Troll Shawls. Which I guess theoretically one of those could also reach Weathertop, though it's a little bit more of a distance. Alright, now let's see what we've got here. Now sometimes I just go so fast with the speed boost on that I fly far enough in order to sprain a leg or something like that, so I have to be careful with that. Alright, now let's take care of that. Now we should be fine. Here's the first trap right here. So I need to destroy this trap. And an orc comes up. Now, it would be very rude not to attack this. That's right. You need to turn on auto attack, because if you don't, it takes a lot longer. Very well. Oh yes, I was turned in the wrong direction when I did the back kick before. That is not the right way of doing it. It's been a while since I've done these quests, as I said before, so therefore... No, I need, because that's what I need to do for the back kick. Whap! That does a great deal of damage and helps to kill the orcs a lot faster. And now here's the third one. And we should get the orc. Now I said, you really should... Ah! Did that again. I'm so used to assuming everything's going to be in the front, and with my other characters where, of course, you want to stay in front. And where auto attack comes in automatically, so I occasionally forget things as I'm playing the horse. Alright, now we can head back and turn in the quest. So this works in a similar way to quests with normal characters. Now the thing about it though is that once you turn in that quest, you'll be ending the session. So therefore, if you do want to roam free around a little bit, then you will have to defer from turning in the quest. But we are getting close. And you can see that it takes about 10 minutes in order to do this, a little bit less than 10 minutes. And you give him 30 minutes, so you do have plenty of time to go roaming around if that's what you wish. Oh, there's the horse there. But we don't have time for that today, so I'll turn in the quest. The Rangers here, and we steeds especially, thank you for destroying the traps and our enemies laid for us. You have had a taste of war, and it looks as though it did not break your spirit. You are made of strong stuff, friend, and I hope to see you again before long. There we go, session play completed, and I'll be logged off in a few seconds. And that ends the session play, so now we head back to the standard world. And as soon as this loading screen finishes, alright, that was a very weird loading screen. And now let's head back to Bree. Alright, guess we go to... Actually, let's not do that, because what I'm going to do...
What can I do for
is that
you?
we are going to go by the Chief Watcher's house. And I figure that maybe... okay, it might have been faster to port to Bree first. I'm forgetting I have that speed buff to my... yeah, I'm at 98% there. Alright, let's see where I am closer at. That's one way to make a decision on the matter. Alright, because here's Bree, there. Oh. Because if I ported, I'll be at the pony here. There'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm about equal distant now on how I do it, so I might as well just stay on my horse. The idea is to go right here. And in case you forget what was going on, Chief Watcher Grimbrier is outside of Breetown, and Chief Watcher Grimbrier is at the stone cottage along the roadway out of the west gate of Bree, north along the greenway. Graham Tenderlarch, the mayor of Bree, asked you to speak with Chief Watcher Grimbrier regarding the brigands threatening the safety of Breeland. So that's what that's all about. Now, as for what I've got in my inventory, I'm probably going to have to start fighting some of the various creatures in the area, start collecting medium pelts. And I can... oh yeah, I can't do that well on a rented horse. Rented horses, you're not given many things that you're allowed to do on them. And this starts out a little series on what we're trying to do now on this side of it, because in the early parts you had to worry about the Black Wolves, who are now defunct. But you notice there was a hint that you had these new people from the south, the Sharkies people, and that's what we're starting to look into now.
What do you need?
Tenderlarch sent you? Good. I could use another hand out here. If Tenderlarch has hid away, we'd have asked these blasted rangers for help. Fortunately, I convinced him that my watchers can handle whatever this upstart threat is. With your help, we'll have these brigands driven back into the South Downs in no time.
Would you do something for me?
My job is to guard Bree. I don't have the men to waste patrolling the countryside, but of late I've had reports of brigand raids near and around the town, so I've moved to this location to keep a closer watch. I need someone to look into the rumors and I've coin to spare for anyone willing to help. There has always been a few outlaws in the hills and dales north of town, but it seems that recently they've grown both more numerous and more bold. If you can find out what is going on, it would be appreciated. Careful though, once these outlaws would flee any armed man, but now they are more prone to attack without warning. The farm across the road seems to be overrun with brigands. Could you start to investigate there? Alright. So now we'll need some information. Oh.
By Durin's beard.
Hey,
won't you
good
give me even
fellow.
a moment.
I was wondering if you could help me with a bit of a problem. It seems that no sooner did I set my latest blade out to cool than someone stole it. I didn't see who made off with the sword, but I suspect it was one of those man-smiths working out at Thordleaves. Their craft is nothing like dwarf craft, and likely their jealousy of my workmanship moved one of them to steal my blade. If I were to ask them about the blade, they would just ignore me. You, though, by the look of you, are a great warrior. Well, actually, I'm a Rune-keeper. If you were to ask them about my blade, they'll be honest with you. Now, how about it? You can find my stolen blade. Alright. Well, let us go. First off, let's see about the... Alright, this is a level 14. Yes, they're both level 14 quests, so that's appropriate. Actually, let's turn off XP for now. So first, let's take care of a couple of these brigands. There we go. Hello. See any brigands around? Yeah, they sort of look like you. There you go. Oh, super zap. Oh, this is interesting. Found a strange medallion. I wonder if the watcher knows something about that. Before we turn in this, let us head over to the work site. And we'll go this way. Now here they seem to be trying to build an inn or something like that, which they seem not to have made much progress in the last 7 years. Good day. Do you know where I can find a sword?
How can I be of service?
What? A stolen sword? Stolen from a dwarf? I don't know what you're talking about. Please go away. I don't know anything about... Well, yes, okay. I took it. Please don't tell the constable, please. I did it to save my family. See, a brigand named Nade, who told me that he would hurt my family unless I made a sword for their captain, Blake. But I didn't have the iron to forge one, and I was desperate to save my family, so I took the dwarf's sword. Nate said that before he gave the sword to Blake, he would go to test the blade against the workers of the site of Dorley Silo, but just before the graveyard and the Boar's Hollow. If you find him there, maybe you can convince him to return Lofar's sword and leave my family alone. What do you say?
Can I speak with you a moment?
Now, I want to set matters right. I do. Maybe you can help me do that. See? Like I said before, Nate said that before he gave the sword to Brias, I know about that. So let's see if I can set matters right. Now let me see. We've got this brigand that's threatening your family, that's going to test the sword there, and you think that I could just ask him nicely if he would be willing to. Yes, I don't think that is. Wasn't much of a warrior, if that's what happened to him. Let's see what's wrong with it. Very well. Well, this is Nate, all right, and it is clear that he is dead. Well, he has the hilt of the sword, but the blade is snapped off. Blade is snapped off. Couldn't have been a very good sword if the blade snapped off on its first try. Sure that was a real dwarf sword you stole? Well, maybe you just abused it. Well, I found the hilt.
How can I be of service?
What? The blade broke and Nate is dead? Oh, this is bad. Very, very bad. What if Blake comes looking for his sword? I don't have one to give him, and they'll do something terrible to my family. I need a sword to give him. If only I had another blade to give him. Wait, do you think the LOTRO could make me another one if you explain the situation to him? My family is in danger. Could you ask him, please? Right. You see, you stole his sword. Then you give it to someone who breaks the sword. Now you need a replacement, and you want me to ask the person who you stole it from if he would be willing to replace it. Seems logical to me. Yeah, right. Well, logical or not, this is where we'll be ending for today. Tune in next time when we find out about this medallion and about the stolen sword in the next episode of Pineleaf Plays the Rune-keeper.